For almost the past 45 years, Mid-South Transplant Foundation has been providing organ and tissue donor services to the communities of Western Tennessee, Eastern Arkansas, and Northern Mississippi. My name is Kim Van Frank, and I'm Executive Director at Mid-South Transplant Foundation. I've been a part of Mid-South Transplant Foundation for almost 20 years, and I absolutely love coming to work each day. And I love it because I'm able to have an opportunity and play a part in an individual receiving a life-saving organ transplant that restores their health. Someone can receive a tissue transplant and they're able to walk without pain in their knees, walk without pain in their back, simply just able to walk. I'm a part of helping a donor family on one of the most difficult days of their lives when they're losing a precious loved one. I can help them honor their loved one's wishes by helping to be a donor and helping them to help others. I also have the opportunity to develop relationships throughout our community and to work with 50+ hospitals that we serve. It takes multiple individuals to help Mid-South Transplant Foundation fulfill its mission. I'd like for you to hear from a few of my coworkers now about what it feels like to come to work every day knowing that you're giving hope and giving life.
One of the best things in life is to be able to wake up in the morning and work with a great group of professionals with the sole mission of saving lives and helping families through the most difficult time in their life. I treasure my role overseeing the clinical operations at Mid-South Transplant Foundation, and I thank our teams for the essential work that they do every day and for allowing me to be a small part of something so big. Thank you.
I enjoy working with my ambassadors, that's our volunteers, many of whom are recipients who are so grateful for a second chance at life, or donor families who are so proud that their loved ones are the heroes who make second chances possible. My job involves recruiting and organizing these amazing people who then go out into the community and represent Mid-South Transplant Foundation. They educate, they register new donors, they use their voices to raise awareness and help save lives. And I just can't thank them enough.
This industry and this organization makes a difference to me and to our community by impacting families and lives, by giving families back their loved ones, extending their lives, giving them better quality of lives. And so I always love to remind myself of the families that it's impacting and the difference it's making and the part I'm involved in that. And that is donation and referrals and partnering with these other organizations.
I love working for Mid-South Transplant Foundation. We are so mission-based in the work that we do. First off, I get to experience that. I have my mom and my uncle. They're both kidney recipients. My uncle, actually, he's received a kidney twice. And just to see how their lives have been impacted and their quality of life has changed from someone making the decision to give the gift of life. It's been a very rewarding experience for me being a part of such a great organization.
We get the opportunity to love and support families who are facing their most difficult moments, preparing to say goodbye to a loved one and making the end-of-life decisions. Whether it's sitting in silence, offering words of comfort, or perhaps guiding them on the journey towards donation, we view what we do as a privilege. These brave families make bold decisions and we carry them in our hearts, and it's an honor to serve them.
The hospital's Walk of Honor program, which I really love. It's something that I'm very passionate about, and this is one of the reasons why I love my job. Whenever we have a patient that's going to be an organ donor, the family has agreed, and at the very last part of it, whenever the patient is ruling from the ICU into the OR. The people from the hospital, all the staff are invited to line the walls of the hospital as the patient rolls by in their hospital bed, and the family is behind them, escorting them down. And it's a very powerful, very powerful moment, because many times the hospital is lined with hundreds of people from every department. And as I said, they're coming from the ICU to the OR, and it's when that patient and that family passes by you, you can feel the pain that this family is going through. And even though through all of their pain, they're still donating their family members' organs, which is probably one of the most selfless things anybody can ever do. But as I said, for a brief second, when they roll by you, you're in that pain with them. And how lucky you are that they continue to roll down to the OR, and we get to walk away, but they're still left with the pain. And the only thing that comes of this tragic situation is the fact that at the end, there's going to be a bunch of people that their lives are going to be saved because of this very, very selfless act. That's why I love my job. I'm part of that.
I enjoy helping families go through what is the hardest day of their life and helping them digest what has happened to them and seeing them through the donation process and helping them walk through that. I was able to help multiple families just go through this, and one in particular, I had to help a wife that had lost her husband of 47 years. And she was having a very difficult time with this and needing help and just going through what's the next step. And when I brought up the thought of donation to her, she was very excited. As a tissue donor, her husband was able to help more than 75 people through his tissue donation and bring happiness and joy to other families through this.
When organ transplants and tissue donation takes place, we are very passionate about that. And even I have been in this profession for about 33 years. And I too experienced something with organ donation. My sister, my oldest sister Vera, she went into organ failure and she needed a heart transplant. It was so difficult for me to just see her, knowing how difficult it is to receive organs here in this South. So therefore, she had to go on the transplant list. In 2011, Vera received that gift of life. That restored our family. It restored her back to who she is. And it also gave her the opportunity to see her 3 grandboys being born. So therefore, organ donation renews families.
I enjoy working with our transplant centers and using laboratory medicine, laboratory science to successfully transplant our recipients so they can spend more time with their loved ones both today and in the future.
Witnessing other people giving the gift of life when they are suffering so immensely is incredibly inspiring. When I attended our donor family ceremony last October, I reconnected with many families I had been with on the worst day of their life, when they made the selfless decision to donate life to other people. Seeing them healing and hopeful from that decision to help other people, it was one of the most special days in my 26 years of nursing. It's what life is all about, and it's why I love working for Mid-South Transplant Foundation.
I love my job because not only does it save lives, but I work with a company that fights tooth and nail to save lives and care about people other than themselves. As a tissue recovery supervisor, we recover skin for burn victims, And we also recover bone, tissue, and vessels so that we can enhance the quality of life, so that we can help restore active living to the best quality that they've had even in the beginning. So I love what I do. And not only that, I'm a true advocate of organ and tissue donation because I was personally impacted when I found out in 2014 that my sister was diagnosed with congestive heart failure. The doctor said that only 15% of her heart was working and that she needed to go on the transplant list. Well, at that time, when she became on the list, it became a waiting game. And we waited and we waited until one day in 2015 on 9/11, someone graciously donated their loved one's heart to my sister. And she was able to have another chance of life, another chance to be a mother of her 2 sons. And that was the greatest impact on our lives. My whole family became advocates of organ and tissue donation. So we became the change, and we began to tell others about that change. This is a great opportunity to give back. No, none of us have the word doctor in front of our name. We can't be doctors, we can't be surgeons, but we can be a part of change. We can be a part of having to give life to someone, even in death. Our legacy, your legacy, can live on through organ and tissue transplantation and donation. You be the change.
What I love about my job is that when it comes to being a tissue recovery tech, we do it with passion and dedication. For each person we recover, we are helping more people to improving their lifestyle with any necessary graft. Give hope, give life.
Our Quality Systems Department works each and every day to ensure that we meet and exceed all expectations of regulatory bodies and tissue processors, safeguarding the life-saving gifts of all of our donors, making a direct life-saving impact in our community.
As we all know, technology is the driving force behind so many businesses in our society at this time. As an IT representative, I try to make sure that our staff has everything they need to provide the necessary, efficient services that they normally provide. But not only do we provide excellent support to our staff, what we try to do is work with our staff to come up with innovative tools that they can use going forward to make their jobs easier, more efficient, and to take Mid-South Transplant Foundation into the future.
We hope this has shown you some insight into Mid-South Transplant Foundation and into our commitment for those needing and waiting for a life-saving and life-enhancing transplant. We also hope that you know how much we care, appreciate, and respect our donor families, and how diligently we work every day to promote organ and tissue donation in our communities. Every employee at Mid-South Transplant Foundation comes to work each day with the desire to change the lives of individuals for the better, one gift at a time. You too can give hope and give life. Please register today to become an organ and a tissue donor at midsouhtransplant.org.